Hello everyone, Simon here with a review of Gun Crazy. Gun Crazy is an arcade-style action shoot-'em-up that's available for PS4, which is the version you see on your screens, but also Switch, Xbox One and PC. The game itself reminds me of the Mega Man series, but also is probably more closely akin to the Gunvolt series, which I don't think many of you will be familiar with. Gunvolt is quite a Japanese-centric series, but they often get reskinned and then brought over with like different characters on into America and Europe. They're cheap as chips, and Gun Crazy is almost like the chippier version of that. The main mechanic that they all share though is that you don't have full range of motion with your gun as you run and shoot. And this is the key mechanic for Gun Crazy. Everything is at 45-degree angles, so you shoot directly in front of you, directly behind you, vertical at 90 degrees straight up, and then 45 degrees to your left and right vertically. So think of it almost like compass, north, south, east, you know what I mean. All of those arrows. The way how this then translates into gameplay is that if you've got enemies that are in between those 45-degree angles, you ain't going to get them. So you need to get used to running and gunning and repositioning, and it takes a while in your brain when you've been used to the luxury, I guess, of being able to have full motion of your gun. This brings you right the way back to the retro days of being back at 45-degree angles again. There's a button, and for the PS4 version, which is what I was playing, you press L1 and it can hold you in place so that you can then basically rotate your gun around those 45-degree angles, and you have to get used to switching between that stance and then the run and gun. And this is particularly important when you're going across the numerous bosses that are throughout the game, because they will basically make you constantly run and shoot, but you may not necessarily be in the right position when you stop to be able to actually hit anything. So then you need to hit your stance, rotate round in those 45 degrees, and then try and get as close as you can to hitting the boss where possible. My main concern and my main issue though with Gun Crazy is its length. It's only got 4 levels. Now admittedly most of those levels have multiple boss battles, but they are quite short, and you'll be able to rampage through them, at least on easy mode, quite easily at the beginning of the game. And on your first try as well. A lot of the gameplay footage that I'm using for this review is of my first go. I was able to get the Platinum Trophy, it's a Ratalaika game, what can I say, in about 15 minutes. And I wasn't even trying. And the game for that basically says complete the second level and kill the boss. And that's as far as that game goes. But the fact that I'd done that within 15 minutes, the actual game itself can be completed within about 20. And even though this is quite a cheap game, and the level designs I thought were quite cool because they brought back and played into old retro style games, it just feels slightly too short for my liking to be able to give this a full hearty recommendation. What I did like though, and maybe it's because I've been properly in the mood for it, the second level is Pang inspired. Now Pang is an old arcade game where balloons would bounce around at various different angles, and when you'd hit them they would then split into 2 and go into 2 smaller balloons, and then you'd go again into smaller ones. And I always enjoy those types of levels because you're always busy bouncing against wanting to rack up your arcade score and your combo, but also wanting to not have so many balloons on the screen that they're just going to pummel you and kill you. So that was quite cool. But yeah, unfortunately my main takeaway from this is that whilst the bosses were quite cool and they are all inspired by different arcade classics, and the level design was quite good, and the controls handle well, it's just over a smidgy too quickly for me to be able to recommend. If you're looking for a cheap Platinum though, you can always grab it over on PS4. It does not currently have a Vita version. Thank you very much for watching. Any comments or questions, please do leave them down below. There will be a written review over on higherplanegames.com in the future. Until then, take care. Bye bye. Higher Plane Games is part of the Higher Plane Network, a collection of media projects ran by me. If you like what you see and want to find out more, visit patreon.com/higherplane network. Your support can make so much more possible. be that a like, a comment, a share or a pledge. Thanks for watching.